Hi everybody, it's Fred again. We're here for our second Tai Chi class. Glad to have all of you with us, and I wish I could see you all the way that you're seeing me, but we'll do that again pretty soon. I hope you've been practicing off the one that we did last week and ready to do a few new things today. We're going to get started by doing our standing post for just about a minute or so again. And I'll be introducing a lot of new exercises for you since you're going to have these things. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing these classes every Wednesday at the same time, 12:45, through the very end of May. So that kind of gives me a time frame over the next 6 weeks or so what we're going to be doing, where I'd like us to get to on the Tai Chi form. I want to thank all of you who've so far looked at the last week's video. And with this week's, I want to invite you to please send in some comments, what you'd like to see differently, or suggestions about what we'd like to do. And if you have any negative comments, well, you can just throw those tomatoes right at your screen as you're watching me there, and I'll get those as well. So anyway, we're going to get started by doing our standing pose, so we'll introduce just a moment of quiet for just a few minutes. So standing with our legs hip width apart, knees slightly bent, equal weight distributions on both sides of the body, standing up nice and tall, elongating that spine. Focus on your breath for just a moment. And then bringing those arms up, nice and rounded, no higher than your chest. We don't want them way up here. Let your weight kind of sink down just a little bit. Close your eyes gently. And for the next minute, let's just breathe in and breathe out. Let's go ahead and slowly lower the arms to the side of the body. And again, we're just doing it today and during our classes here for just a minute or so. But I encourage you maybe to get on before before you're viewing this and actually maybe do 4 or 5 minutes of some standing posts. It really just kind of puts you into the state that you want to be in, just kind of a quiet mind. I'll also want to recommend to you that you have something close by to drink, a glass of water or something. A lot of the exercises that I'm going to give you today are very body warming. They will heat the body up very quickly. I'm already starting to perspire just a little bit. I've been doing some of these prior to coming here to this class. So you want to have something to hydrate yourself with during the class. If not, after class, immediately please drink some water or something. Okay. So we're going to begin by doing our normal loosening up exercises. We're going to go through those quickly, and as I said, I'm going to introduce a number of other exercises to you today. Repeat some of the new ones that we learned last week, and we'll also do part of the Tai Chi form. I'm going to break it down a little bit more for you now that I know we're going through the end of May. So let's bring our arms up in front. We'll loosen up our joints here. Cross and open up wide. Separate the arms 2 times on each side. And repeat. By the way, if you know somebody that is not getting the viewings regularly, or they're not getting the email sent out from the church, please notify them to contact Virginia here at the church and to make sure that they get on the list. One more time. Or you could simply tell them where they can find these videos. Okay, we'll do shoulder rolls next, so squeeze your shoulder blades together in the back, then up toward your ears, let them fall forward. One more. Then shoulders up toward your ears and roll them back. Hope you've been keeping yourself busy, doing some positive things. My wife has been making some masks for all the family. Be sure you have a mask or wear one when you go out into public areas. Mine's sitting right over there in the chair. Good. Okay, now we're going to just loosen up our wrists a bit here. Turn the hands around in a number of different directions. Good. Then we'll bring our hands up and we take our fingers down one at a time and open up one at a time. You might want to send in on your comments too, so maybe perhaps some of the things that you might have been doing with your life lately, even if that's reading or watching more television or whatever it might be. Let us know how you're doing generally. And as I said, if you have any comments or suggestions for this class, I'm more than happy to read those. Very good. Now we're going to bring our hands in front, bring them in toward the abdomen, circle them back out to the front, in, back out. Get your hips moving. The absolute most difficult thing about all of this for me has been the fact that I can't hug my boys, my grandchildren. I've seen them a few times, we've FaceTimed a few times, but I can't get that hug from them that I so desperately love. Let's reverse the hips. Okay, I will tell you that my grandson Samuel, the youngest one, he doesn't like online classes about as much as he likes going to school. He's ready to have the summer break. It can't come fast enough for him. Feet together, and then we will rotate the knees around. What he's missing more of is his gymnastics training, although every afternoon they have a 1-hour conditioning session. Online, of course. Let's reverse that direction. Good, and then we're going to bend at the knees going up and down a few times. Good, and then our ankles. Remember, you can hold on to something. Turn the foot around, each direction. We'll switch over. Very good. Step out a little bit wider. Toes kind of pointed out. Make sure your knees go in the same direction as your feet. And keeping the back as straight as possible. We're going to lower the body down, cross those arms in front. Breath in. And out. Let's do about 10 of these. Nice and slow. Since I can't come around and check your knees, I want you to look down, make sure your knees are going the same direction as your feet. You know how oftentimes I tell you that it gets too quiet in the class, and I need someone to make some noise or say something. Well, I'm the only one here right now. So I understand now how these talk show hosts feel, talking to an audience that is usually live. Well, I've lost count. We'll do 2 more. Good. Okay, so maybe we got some extra credit doing an extra 1 or 2 there. I'm not sure. All right. So now we're going to move into some of the exercises that we did last week, known as the Ba Duan Jin. These are a series of 8 exercises. I did substitute one different exercise for one of them there because I like to mix and match from different things. But the first one that we will do is known as lifting the sky. So standing in your nice Qigong position here, just like we were about to do standing post. And press those hands toward the floor. Breath in, all the way up to the top. Stretch, breath out. Again. We're going to do 4 this way. And then I'm going to show you another way that you can do the same exercise. It's just a little different range of motion. So the other way that we can do it here is after we finish this, we're going to bring the palms facing up. We bring them up, and then we just turn them, pressing up, looking. It's the same breath work. So this is breath in, stretch, breath out. Again. Let's do 2 more just like that. So here we're rotating our wrists, we're rotating our shoulders, stretching up. Good, so that's lifting the sky. The next one we're going to do, if you recall it from last week, is drawing the bow. Many of you are familiar with these if you take some other classes with me. But these might be new to some of the St. Paul's people here. So this is drawing the bow, where we actually add some resistance, if you will, to try to open up the chest when we draw the bow over to my left in this case, and then to my right. We shift weight back and forth, and the only time we're shifting weight is when we are actually breathing out. So when we're breathing in and that hand comes around, we're not shifting weight at all, but when we breathe out, we shift weight to that opposite side, drawing the bow. Okay? So first thing we'll do is step out nice and wide. Lower your body weight to the center to begin with. And I'm going to cross my hands in front here. As I take my breath in, I'm going to draw the bow to my left, so you'll be doing it to your right when we exhale, okay? So that way we're going the same direction, and you'll shift your weight over to your left leg. So let's do a breath in. As I breathe out, shift weight to your left, draw the bow over to your right. Bring that hand in, breathing in. Breathe out, shift your weight over to your right leg, draw your bow to the left. Breath in. Breath out. Remember to try to keep the arms level so that you hit the same target each time you draw the bow left or right. Breath in. And out. Be sure you shift weight so you're really working the leg muscles. And to open up that chest area, so like you're pulling back that bow. Let's do 1 more on each side. Breath out. Good. Shift the weight back into the center. Very good. Okay? So that's drawing the bow, which helps us to open up this whole upper chest area. But if we spread those legs apart and really shift the weight, really help our quadriceps as well as our hamstrings, okay? The next one is called separating yin and yang, or sometimes known as touching heaven and earth, okay? Back in our Qigong stance, which is about hip width apart here. On this one, we will not turn the head. We're going to bring those hands, palms facing up, breathe in, halfway up to the chest, breath out, your right hand going up, my left. I said we wouldn't turn the head. I'm so used to turning the head though. Breath in, palms come toward each other. Once they cross, you breathe out. Breath in and out. Now you want to make sure here that you're pressing up and pressing down so you get a nice stretch along the body here, okay? Breath in, out. We'll do one more on each side. So your right arm going up. Good. Bring that arm down. Now we'll do the one where we turn the head, and what we do is throw those hands back, okay? I'll turn my head over to your left, which will be to my left, which will be your right, rather, okay? So we breathe in first, and as we breathe out, stretch those hands back, turn your head over to your right side. Breathe in, coming back, breath out. Once again, open up the old upper chest here, throw those hands back, come in. Breath in, breath out. In and out. Let's continue. About once more on each side. Good, and if your neck still feels like it needs some loosening up, what you can do is drop the chin to the chest. Let's roll it over gently, about 3 times on each side. From one shoulder to the next. Very good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is the one that I taught last week. In place of a punch, we normally would throw a punch in this one here. And we might add that one in a little bit also. But there's also one that I like, and I want you to stand this time a little bit further apart, maybe shoulder width at least, okay? And remember, we bring our hands in front, and then we turn our pinky fingers up, so that puts a real twist into your arms, all right? So we'll do the arm movement first, just to get used to it. What we're going to do is draw the hands back, push them back, and back around to the front, and then circle those pinky fingers up again, okay? So one more time, doing that. All the way to the back, back to the front, and then circle the pinky fingers up. Now, when we are doing this, we also have a motion where we're coming here. I'll demonstrate it once, where I bring them back, but coming forward, I bend forward, put my pinky fingers up, and draw back, And so it's this motion here, right? Okay. So let's go with hands in front, pinky fingers pointed up, draw them back, circle back as you come back to the front, bend over, pinky fingers up, drawing back, standing up. Good. So this is working our spine a little bit also. Throw those hands back. Reach forward there. One more here. Good. Okay. The one that I substituted for is known as punching. Okay. So what we would do is step out further, feet going straight ahead in this particular exercise. And what we want to do is, this is called the horse stance. What we want to do is lower the weight like we're actually sitting on a horse. Okay? This will really work your legs. You bring your hands to the side here. You're not clenching too tightly over those fists. And what you're going to do is punch forward, turn the hand loose, turn the thumb up. So now I'm really twisting the arm the other direction. Come back up again, relaxed fist, draw it back. When I punch, I'm going to tense my arm like I'm really hitting something. Relax, turn that thumb up to the outside, and back in, relaxed fist, come back. Okay? Tense, relax, twist, relax fist, draw it back. Tense, punch. Keep that weight low. You're working all of your leg muscles while doing this one. We'll do one more on each side. And drawing back. Good. Now relax those leg muscles. Maybe get yourself a little drink. I don't know about you, but I'm burning up, so I need a little sip. Good. It's good to heat the body up. It's very good for your immune system. That you have everything in there nice and warm. Heat kills viruses and bacteria and such. So that's good. All right. So another one that we taught you last week from this form here was where we actually stretch down. Again, if this is as far down as you can go, that's quite all right. You're going to bring the hands up, stand straight up, draw them over the head, and then back down either the side of the body, or if you're able to, bring the hands behind the back and behind the legs, going all the way down. Okay? So, nice deep breath in, breath out, hands all the way down to in front of the feet, touching the floor, coming up, standing up, breathing in nice and slow. Breath out as you go over the head, nice and slow. Down the side of the body. And you begin breathing in again. this time I'm going to take my hands behind the back as I come over under the armpits, down my back, down the back of the legs, and around to the front. Let's do two more like that. Breath out. And stand back up. Very good. Okay. So two more from the Bhadvan Jing that we're going to do. Now, remember this one, it really works our two things. It works our heart as well as our back. So we begin by stepping out wider once again, making sure that those knees go the same direction as the feet. I will demonstrate it once for you, and then we'll do a few on each side. So what I'm going to do is bend over one leg, completely over, keeping my back as flat as possible. I'm going to swing my weight around to the opposite side, which is in this case my left leg. I'm going to stand up here, turn to look down at my toes on the opposite foot. Come back down over this leg, swing the weight around, stand back up, bring the chest up, turn to look down at the opposite foot. Yes? Okay. Weight in the middle. Here we go. Bending over your left leg to begin with. Swing it over to your right side. Bring your chest up. Turn, look down at your left toes. Over your right leg now. Swing the weight over to your left. Come up, look at your toes. Opposite toes. So when we bring our body down this way, we put our heart at rest. When we stand back up, we make it work just a little bit harder again. Last time over to the opposite side. Good. Back into the middle. Okay. So obviously that one will also work your legs, work your back, give your heart a little bit of rest, bring it back up again. So it is a little bit of a cardio exercise depending on how quickly you do it. Okay. Can get your heart rate going a little bit faster. All right. So the last one that we'll do is dropping post with your feet together. All I'm doing is lifting my heels, dropping. Increase my momentum by bringing my arms up. Breath in, out. And blow that breath out. One more. Good. So there's some good exercises there for you to do. Warm that body up. And back to get another drink before we proceed. Oh, that's good stuff. You need to stay hydrated. Even if you're not doing much at home, you want to stay hydrated. Very easy to get dehydrated, especially as the weather's been getting warmer here. All right, so now we're going to look at the Tai Chi form. We're going to take 10 to 15 minutes to look at the Tai Chi form. Then I'm going to finish with some more Qigong exercises for you. And we're only going to do it up through the very first grass sparrow's tail, I think. Okay, we'll finish with Push Mountain. so that we can break it down. Since I know that we're going to be going through the end of May, everything works out properly. We're going to break down the form just a little bit. We'll actually conclude the form by the end of May. But I want to go back and reestablish some things every single time that we do this, every single week we get together, so that you will have a pretty good feel of the form, and if not, nothing else, you'll have videos you can go back to and look at in a more broken down form. Okay? So, I'm going to begin right about here in order to make sure I've got enough space going over to my left. Remember here, preparation is exactly that. I want to balance my weight evenly on both sides, as well as within feet. From the toes to the heel should be pretty much centered in the foot. Standing up nice and tall. Focus on your breath. And beginning Tai Chi. So we shift our weight into the right leg. I step out slowly to my left, about hip width apart. Then I redistribute the weight so it's all even and balanced again. Then the arms drift up, extend your fingers, lower them back down, bend your knees just slightly more. And that's the end of the first move. Hands come down to about waist high. Then the first parting wild horse's mane requires that we hold this ball with the right arm on top, and we make a T-step with our left. Then we're going to step forward as well as out. Forward and out, yin and yang with the arms. Remember, this left hand here is basically in front of almost the face, but not at eye level. You're looking at your palm while the right hand came down. Is pressing the palm facing down toward the floor. Make sure your back knee is slightly bent. That's the very end of the first parting wild horse's mane. We do it again. First, turn that left foot. Make your T-step with the right, which means left hand is on top of the ball. Step forward and out. Second, parting wild horse's mane. Then third, turn that right foot. T-step, hold the ball. Right is on top. Yin and yang with the arms. So we do that 3 times. Twice with the left hand going out, once with the right hand going out. Then comes, yes, who said that? Okay. Then comes white crane spreads wings. So we take a half step. Hold the ball. Shift your weight back into the right leg. Separate the arms, yin and yang. Then we turn forward. Okay? So this right hand simply comes around. The left hand comes around with the palm facing down. Much like when we do clean the tabletop. It just comes forward. And all of your weight is on that back leg. You can see I'm picking up my front toes to show that I'm balanced on that back leg. Make sure this knee is slightly bent. Then we do brush knee and push. So we do yin and yang on the left side. Right hand down, left one up. Turn to the right and do yin and yang with the arms again. Bend that right elbow. Step forward with the left. Clean the tabletop. Push with the right hand. We do that 2 more times. Turn that left foot first. T-step, yin and yang with the arms. Bend your left elbow. Forward and out with that foot. Brush knee and push. Then turn that right foot. T-step, yin and yang with the arms. Bend your right elbow. Brush knee and push. Then comes play the lute. Half step. Bring the right arm around to the side a little bit. The left hand just drifts up. Shift your weight back. Point your toes on the left foot up. Right hand just comes around in a small circle to play the lute here. Fingertips then 4 times. Repulse monkey. Open up here. You can even look back at your right hand if you want to. Bend that elbow. Take a half step in, a half step back, and shift your weight back. Okay? So I'm really just touching my toes down on the front foot. I'm really balanced. Open up again, half step in, half step back. And again. Take a half step, and then another half step back. Now for those of you who are working on your balance, and you've come to the point where you don't need to take that half step, you'll open up, you'll take a full step back, turn, and repulse monkey. Okay? So what I did there was, instead of taking the half step, I took a full step back. So that helps me to know if my balance is improving. If I'm taking a half step in, I'm taking smaller steps and really rebalancing, and then rebalancing again for the half step. If I do the whole thing at one time, I have to be sure that I am balanced in that left leg, take that step back, and do that. So that's one way I can help improve my balance by doing that. Okay? All right, now, grass sparrow's tail. T-step, hold the ball, ward off. Remember, in this case, the hand is not coming up here in front of the face. It's coming in front of the chest. Okay? Right hand is still pressing down. Grass sparrow's tail. Release him behind you as you shift your weight back. Bend that right elbow. Press the palm, right palm into the left. Turn forward. At this point, you're really pressing into that back leg. Then you press forward. Roll back. Lift those front toes. Once again, really pressing into that right leg. And push mount. Yes? We'll do it the other direction, grass sparrow's tail. So I turn. Facing you, cross those hands. Make a T-step. Right hand comes under the ball. Step forward and out. Ward off. Grass sparrow's tail. Release him behind you. Now all the weight's pressing into the left leg. Push mount. Draw back. Okay? Good. All right. I said push mount a little bit too soon there. So, that's all we're going to work with on the Tai Chi form for today, because I want to teach you some other exercises that are very good for your immune system, balancing out your whole energy system, okay? So in the last 10 to 15 minutes that we have here, we will learn some movements from what's known as whooshing. Again, many of you are very familiar with these movements already. There's a lot of different ways to do these movements. I'm going to show you, it's 5 different movements. I'm going to show you just one way of each one, and I might pick and choose what I think is best. So these movements are associated with the seasons as well. Don't have the time right now to get into all the different associations with that. We're just going to learn the movements themselves. So the first one we're going to begin with is what's known as the wood season, which is also associated with spring. It's when everything's coming back out again. Things are beginning to blossom and bloom all over the earth. And by the way, happy Earth Day. Today is Earth Day, so happy Earth Day. So this is an appropriate one to begin with, as things are coming back so nicely upon this earth. So what we're going to do here is bring one palm in front of you. Doesn't matter which one, with the palm facing up. The other one is in front of the chest. And what we're going to do is we'll learn the arm movement first. It's like we're pushing something off that palm. And then we turn the front palm facing up, turn this one facing out, and we push something else off of that arm. So this is the movement here. Okay? So just constantly pushing something off that front palm. Now, along with that, what we are going to do is do a leg movement by moving the body up and down. So you just want to get into some kind of rhythm here, right? You can do this as slowly as I'm doing it, or you can do it a little bit quicker. You want to get that heart moving a little bit more, right? Want to be sure that you're breathing in and out comfortably. So I'll slow it down again. So you're working your legs also with this one. Push out here. Push out. I'm going to speed it up again. Good, and then we'll slow it down. And we'll finish this one up. Right? So nice deep breath in, breath out. Good. So the next one is for what's known as the fire season. That's easy to understand. Summer. So our San Antonio summers, when it feels like there's fire outside when we go out. We've had a few days like that already. So this one is associated with the heart, okay? So similar to that exercise where we put the heart in a resting position, we'll do the same thing here, and then we're going to take our heart back up into a standing position and throw those arms out and blow the breath out. Anytime we throw our arms up higher than the heart, we are making our heart work just a little bit harder, okay? So this is very good for heart health. So let me demonstrate it for you once. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to bring my hands into these little hooks and bring them in toward the center of my chest as I bend over, flattening the back. That's a breath in. And then I'm going to breathe out, blow that breath out, stand out, push those arms out, okay, to the sides and up, all right? So here we go. Breath in, out. Let me hear you blow that breath out. Breathe in deeply. One more. Nice deep breath in. And breath out. You do enough of those, bring your hand to your heart, and you might feel it beating just a little bit harder, which is a good thing. Okay? So, we're taking in as much breath as we possibly can through the nostrils and then blowing it out through the mouth. Okay? And getting those hands up high. The next one is known as transition between each season. So it's not associated with a season, but it's known as the earth movement, or the earth phase. I'm going to stand with my feet hip width apart. I'm going to make a triangle with my hands, let them rest down in front of me. I'm going to bring them up, and then I'm going to look up through that triangle. So I'm keeping my vision inside that triangle. I'm going to lower the body, and I'm going to turn my body to one side, breathing out. Lower the body again to the center, breathe in, breathe out. Extend those hands. So you bring them in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. A few more on each side. In, out. Extend those arms. One more on each side. Come back to the center. Lift the hands up. Lower them. Okay? Doesn't matter which side you begin, whether you go to your left or to your right first. Okay? All right. 2 more to do from Wuxing. By the way, Wu in this case means 5. This last set of exercises that I told you about, it was the Ba, which means 8. So there's 8 exercises. This one has 5. Okay? So, we're moving now into what's known as the fall season, okay? What I want you to do is on each hand, find on your ring finger, you have 3 sections, okay? I want you to find that middle section and place your thumb in that middle section, okay? And you're just kind of pressing into that ever so lightly. Then you're going to bring your hands up directly in front of your shoulders, right here in my shoulder nest where the collarbone comes into the shoulder joints, okay? I'm going to keep them up here and try to keep them up there for the entire exercise. This is just a breathing exercise. I'm going to breathe in, open up those arms just as wide as possible. Take a nice deep breath in through the nostrils, slow breath out. Bring those hands back in front of the shoulder joints. Breath in. And out. This is actually an exercise for your lungs. Being able to expand the lungs a little bit with nice deep breaths. So you do not do this one very quickly. You're focusing upon the breath. Again, your arms may get tired, but try to keep them up. You want to do about 8 or so of these. Let's do 2 more. I know that's probably not 8, but we'll do 2 more. Good. Nice deep breath in and breath out. Good. So this next one takes us then into the winter season. And what we're going to do with this one here, I'm going to need to show you a little bit facing you and then also turning around. Okay? So when we actually do the exercise, I will turn around so that we're all going the same direction, nobody's confused. But what I want you to do is take your left hand and bring it around your back to just below your rib cage. That's where your right kidney is, okay? And you kind of just press it in there just a little bit. And then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to place it, the palm facing out in front of your forehead. So here we are. This is the position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over to my right. I'm going to bend over as if I'm scooping something up underneath, making this nice big circle, turning now to my left and then back forward again. Okay? So I'm going to face you, and then we'll do it all together by when I turn around. So this is what the movement simply looks like. Control your breath so that you breathe in and out, or you have one inhalation and exhalation through the entire circle. Okay? All right, so we'll begin. Here we go. Off to the right. Bend over, scoop. Come back up. Turn that palm facing out again. We're going to stop at the top of this one. So we pause here, and what we're going to do is now just change the direction of the arms and the body. So I'm going to take my right hand around to my left kidney, bring my left hand up in front of the forehead, and then press into that left kidney just a little bit, and we are going to go the opposite direction, this time to our left. We'll make 4 big circles here. Don't forget to have a complete breath in each circle. Last one. Good. Nice deep breath in and breath out. Good. All right. So that's the whooshing movements. Like I said, they're done a few different ways. I just wanted to show you one way doing each one. If you will do those, you'll be amazed at how it really kind of balances your body's energy. There's no other way of putting it other than it's very relaxing. You feel a little bit more energetic doing those. Okay? All right, so we're going to finish off by doing something that's known as tapping. Okay? This is, I find, a good thing to do in the morning, too, to kind of get the body's energy moving, and then we will finish class for today. But I wanted to show you this one here real quick. We did an exercise earlier where we're coming up this way, but this time we're actually going to be tapping onto the body. So bring your left hand out in front of you, take your right hand, and begin up here at the neck and just begin to tap. Now your palm is facing up. I want you to tap down all the way to the palm, and then turn the hand where the palm's facing down, and then you will tap back up. You want to do this twice. Turn the palm up again, and go back down the arm. Turn the palm down, tap back up. Okay, do it on the other side. Right hand is out, palm facing up. Begin at the neck. Turn that palm down, tap up. You can decide how hard it is that you want to tap, right? Okay, so once you finish that at least twice, then I want you to tap all the way around the torso. Come up the middle, all the digestive system here. Side of the body, cross over, just all around. Again, you decide how difficult, or how hard rather, you want to tap your body. And then we're going to take it down the side of the leg, over the top of the foot, inside of the leg, back out to the outside, inside, then back, tap into your kidneys. And then give yourself a spanking, go on down the back of the leg, up the front of the leg. Good, back into the kidney area, bend over a little bit there, tap in there. Down the back of the leg, up the front. Very good. Okay, so that really just kind of gets your energy flowing. Feels like the body's very vibrant, okay? Very vibrant, very alive at that point. So, we're going to close down with the exercise that we did last week. We're going to just do one or two to each side. But begin here, standing post. Take a couple of breaths. Remember, this one's known as dragon turns his head. Then we're going to turn. I'm turning to my right, my left hand goes up, right hand goes down, and I turn, look at my right hand, take a breath. Breath in, out, breath in, out. One more time on each side. Remember, no tension back here in the back. You just turn. Good. All right. We'll finish our class. Left hand up, thumb down. Again, it was great being with you. Fist into the left palm. We're going to bow toward each other. And clap together 3 times. It's great seeing you again. Great being with you. Practice some of these exercises. We'll see you next Wednesday.